What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Carlos Takam, Arslanbek, Makhmudov. Get this. Arslanbek defeats Carlos Takam at the Montreal Casino in Quebec, Canada, Friday over ESPN Plus. Camille Estevan, Eye of the Tiger Management, presented the main event, and it presented Arslanbek Makhmudov defended his title, scoring a pair of knockdowns, but former IBF Intercontinental Champion Carlos Takam more than held his own for the vacant IBF International title over 10 rounds. In the main event, the NABA and the NABF heavyweight champion Arslanbek Lion Makhmudov, which is now 15-0 with 14 KOs, of Russia and Montreal, defeated former WBC silver champion Carlos Takam, which is now 39-7-1. And it went 10 rounds. 20 seconds into the first round, Makhmudov dropped Carlos Takam with a right to the chin, receiving an 8 count from referee Michael Griffin, but managed to get up at the end of the round. In the second and third rounds, Takam seemed to weather the storm from the knockdown, scoring well in the third. In the fourth round, Takam did well enough to take the round, outworking Makhmudov with some wild punches. In the fifth round, Takam seemed to have the much larger Makhmudov frustrated. In the sixth round's final record, an overhand right to the chin of Carlos Takam stunned Makhmudov. In the final seconds of the seventh round, Takam missed a right, ending up into the ropes when Makhmudov landed a right to the side of the head, dropping him for an 8 count. In the eighth round, Makhmudov was warned for rough tactics by referee Griffin. In the ninth round, Takam kept outworking the much larger Makhmudov. In the 10th and final round, a right from Takam on the chin of Makhmudov 20 seconds into the round stopped the later in his tracks. Takam seemed to exploit the unbeaten Russian. Let me counterpunch. We went blow by blow, play by play, round by round. Arslanbek Makhmudov, Carlos Takam. Carlos Takam is one of those guys that he's a journeyman, but he's a very dangerous journeyman because he's always ready to fight because he never knows when the next opportunity will present itself. He does spar from time to time to make extra money like a lot of people do, and you get to stay in shape doing it. And Arslanbek Makhmudov had these type of problems with Carlos Takam at that level, at the journeyman level, okay? What will he do when he gets in there with someone else? Now, I know there's different styles, there's different habits that fighters have. I get all that. But Arslanbek Makhmudov, I see him as an awkward fighter, which awkward fighters kind of like, he fights like a very big version of Marcos Maidana, like chopping right hands, kind of like the uppercuts are looping a lot of them. And, so it's going to be a nasty, grimy fight with whoever he fights. But if somebody, can catch him and stun him that hits harder than Carlos Takam, can take him out. 15-0 and 14 KOs, you got to look at the opposition. You always have to look at the opposition. Who has he fought? And you have to understand something, people. Carlos Takam is the first person that you really heard about that he's fought that we known. Carlos Takam's been in there with Derek Chisora. He's been in there with Anthony Joshua, been in there with Joe Joyce. He's been in there with some people. So he has the experience under his belt. So, depending on where that fight was, if it wasn't for the knockdowns, and really to counterpunch the second knockdown, he swung and missed and Arslanbek caught him. You know what I mean? Kind of, that was more like a cheap shot. But it's protect yourself at all times. I get it. But, you got a guy falling into the ropes and then you're coming behind him and hitting him. It depends on the referee, on how the referee viewed that particular incident. You know what I mean? So the fight, to me, was competitive, and it was competitive enough to give you question marks about the Lion. Arslanbek, right? But nonetheless, you know, this is what makes fighters who they are. This is what defines who a fighter is. This is what places a fighter at a certain level. You know, so, you know, is he better than Carlos Takam by much or by little? That's what you ask yourself, because if he goes up and then he gets tested again, someone better than Carlos Takam, don't be surprised if he gets stopped or beat by someone that is much more experienced or just an overall better fighter. You know, that's my counterpunch on Arslanbek Makhmudov defeating Carlos Takam. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been counterpunching. Peace!